Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I am going to do the collective for today. Today is Thursday. It is May 7th, 2026. You may follow me on the Talk the Tube, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, God's kiss. We love that for you. Whatever doesn't, leave it on the table for someone else. We don't want you taking on energy that wasn't meant for you. We're going to use the Rare Rebel deck. You can't find it anymore. As far as I know, it used to be on Etsy. What is it, baby? We got 2 on the table. You want me to open the door for you? Oh boy, look at this. Hold on 1 second, guys. I'm going to open the door for the kitties. I didn't want to, but I can't say no to Bubs. I know. What are you doing out there? I heard. Okay, I think that was Homer. Oh, maybe Harley. Hey, guys. You're on candid camera. I know. All right, we got 2 on the table. This might be a love reading. I'm not going to lie. Hey, homie. Hi. Bubs, you get so jealous. What are you jealous for? Huh? What are you jealous for? It's just homie. Homie's your bro. He's your broheme. Huh? Nope, get out of there. I know. Hi. Hey, bub. You guys act like you never get any loving. All right, 2 on the table. This might be a love reading. Like I just said, Bubbles, stop it. Just knock it off. Homer, come on. Come on. There you go. You stop it. Quit harassing the other cats. You bully. That's Homer. He loves that mouse, I'll tell you what. That's the one that Bubbles was on. Was it yesterday or the day before? I can't remember. And I can only find 2 mice. I don't know where the other 2 went, and they're huge. Huge. We got 3 on the table. Somebody have a spiritual connection coming in, or is somebody in a spiritual connection, in a newly spiritual connection? Interesting. We got 4 on the table. 4 on the table, 5 on the table, 6 on the table, 1 in reverse. Here, maybe we're gonna do 2 more shuffles. Okay, I just started shuffling the cards and a big fuzzy came out of the deck. Oh my god, there's too much hair and stuff everywhere. It's because of these cats. Last shuffle. Don't even look at me, Harley. Ah, interesting. We got 8 on the table with bottom of the deck. Someone might have been dealing with an energy vampire. Join the club, man. Sometimes I feel like they're all energy vampires. Not gonna lie. All right. So, someone might have been at a crossroads dealing with an energy vampire. This would be at a water element. That would be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. They're going in a new direction. They're breaking free from whoever this energy vampire is, but they feel guilt and shame. And let me tell you why, because I think this is part of the reading. So let me tell you why. We've got the Lovers. We've got commitment. We've got spiritual upgrade. This has 2 meanings in this reading. We've got throat chakra, inner child, transformation in the reverse, okay? Vices and addictions. And then bottom of the deck is death. Feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. Somebody was in a situation with an energy vampire. They broke free of that. It was toxic. It was karmic. It wasn't doing them any good at all. This is someone that's coming into a lover's connection, making a commitment, looking for a spiritual upgrade. It's going to be a spiritual upgrade. It gives spiritual connection. Somebody's leaving something toxic and going towards what was meant to be for them. The thing is, this spiritual upgrade has 2 meanings, because whoever this is, they're going through, hey baby, Harley Beaner. They themselves are going through an upgrade, right? They're coming out of a toxic relationship with an energy vampire. They're going to be needing to deal with whatever childhood wounds, anything, shadow work, anything like that, because it's kind of like, why were you living in that energy? Why were you allowing yourself to be used by an energy vampire? Why were you like wheeling and dealing in vices and addictions? Like that was the norm for them, you know? It took them a long time to get here. The transformation in reverse, it took them a long time to get to this spot. And when I say a long time, I'm talking years. Like I would probably not, I don't usually like to do timing, you guys. I usually don't. But I'm going to tell you this. No less than 5, and maybe anywhere upwards of 20. That's what I was hearing in my head. They're putting this old way of life to death. And there's something about them having something to say. I don't know if this person like has a good life story that they need to talk about, that they need to share. They might need to just talk through their shadow work, their inner childhood wounds, stuff like that. That's possible as well. Let me look at these cards again. Yeah. Like they feel guilt and shame. And here's the thing. I say this all the time. We're all human. We're not perfect, right? Learning life's lessons, going through life and fucking up and then realizing, hey, I fucked up and I shouldn't do that again. That's normal. Like we all do that. I don't think there's anything to feel guilt or shame about in regards to stuff like that. You're a human being. You're down here on this plane. You're learning like everybody else. I think the guilt and shame stems from the fact that it took this person so freaking long to get their act together and put this way of life to rest. And I don't think, here's my thing. If you guys follow, if you subscribe, you know my story about the ex-best friend. And I've talked before about how long it took me to get to the point where I was really no longer angry. I'm not really angry at her about the situation, but I don't want to have anything to do with her going forward either, right? Like I've gotten to the point where I wish her well, I wish her healing, I wish for her nothing but the best, but I don't want to have anything to do with her. Like I hope she lives a long, happy life for herself. I hope she figures it out. I hope she gets her act together for herself. And I'm going to live my life over here. It took me a long time to get to that place. I don't feel any guilt and shame from anything that happened between her and I. I don't feel, like, oh, I was so naive, I was so stupid, like blah 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 blah. Okay, again, like we're human, and she was supposed to be my best friend of like 30 years. Why would I not have trusted her? Why would I not have loved her? Why would I not have invested in her? And it wasn't until after the fact that I literally looked at all those years of friendship and just realized probably for like the last 15, 20, she wasn't my friend. But I think about how long it took me to get there, right? Like, I mean, how long, like, seriously, like, how long was I friends with her? But I wasn't her friend. Like, she didn't think of me as a friend. And how long since I stopped seeing her did it take me to get to that place of growth and enlightenment that I finally got to, I don't think there's any guilt or shame in any of that. People all go along at their own pace. And I think for whoever this is, the card after guilt and shame is lucky blessings. You guys know I don't really believe in luck, but I definitely believe in blessings. And let me tell you something. Not everybody awakens. There are people that are toxic and karmic, and they die that way. They don't grow. They don't go through enlightenment. They don't find spirituality. They don't work on their inner childhood wounds. They don't do shadow work. They don't transform. They stay in their vices and addictions, and then they pass away. So 5 years, 20 years, whoever this person is, they shouldn't feel any guilt or shame, and they should consider themselves absolutely blessed that they did finally get to that time in their life after all those years ready for this. Because this is what it brings in. The lovers, commitment, spiritual upgrade. What are you hissing about out there? Okay, hold on one second, guys. What are you hissing? Harley, what are you doing in that basket? You know you don't belong in there. The candle basket. There's glass in there. What if you get hurt? You silly cat. She was in one of my baskets with glass candle holders. Like, what if you knock it over and it breaks and you get your paw cut? Like, what the hell? Hi, baby. Hi. Hello. What's up? I know. So yeah, there are tons of people out there that never go through any of this. They never transform. They never become enlightened. They never heal. They stay exactly who and what they are. So whoever this is, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, they are still blessed. And then in the back of their mind, they might be thinking like, wow, I wasted all that time. Yeah, but when you think about it, that is your life story. Like you experience all these things and then afterwards you get to transform and heal and you learn the lesson. That is a lot to share. And I've said this before, share your story. Always share your story. You should never be afraid to talk about your past, what's happened to you, what you've been through, what you've done. We've all done stuff. We've all been through stuff. We've all been abused. We've all been neglected. We've all been loved. We've all been hated, right? Like we've all been through everything. There is no reason on earth why every person on this planet shouldn't be telling their story. And I understand if you don't want to, right? Like I understand if you want to keep things to yourself or whatever, and that's fine. But just know that you're not the only one that went through it. Everybody goes through everything. We all experience the same experiences for the most part. You know, how long was it before I realized that it wasn't just women and girls that get raped? That men too get raped. Little boys get raped. How old was I when I learned that? And I was like, I thought it was only women. I thought it was only little girls. But until you hear a story from a boy's mouth or a man's mouth, you don't know. That's why everybody's story is so important. If I had never caught it, like on the news or on Dateline or whatever, like I would have never even known. I would have never even thought about it. Like I thought I was the only one that was raised in an abused family. Until I started watching like Unsolved Mysteries, Dateline, 2020, stuff like that, I realized how crazy life is. The things that people go through, that I'm not the only one, right? We would never know if we didn't hear those stories, if people didn't talk about their lives. There's meaning there. There's learning there. There's lessons there. There's history there. Whoever this is should not feel ashamed. They should feel thankful and grateful for the opportunity to go through a transformation, even if it is 20 years later, and consider themselves blessed that they actually made it, that they didn't stay here and leave there, if you know what I mean. I don't know if am I allowed to say death and die? Like, does it really matter at this point? Like, why can't we say words that we mean? I don't understand. I think I've said this to you guys before, and I know I talked about it on TikTok like 2 weeks ago. I don't know why I don't really want to put gender on anything, but I'm picturing like masculine with like blonde hair. It could still be a feminine, like in masculine energy, but like blonde hair. Because the blonde hair is it's not long by any means, but it's probably like, and it's not a bob cut like a female, but it's longer. I don't know how to describe it. Maybe it is like a bob cut, but longer, if that makes sense. Like fuller, not a pixie cut. Harley. Look at her. She's a monster. Harley. Hi. How you doing? She probably thinks I'm talking to you, and she's like, why am I watching this woman point? She gives me this look and it scares me. Sometimes I think when she sleeps with me at night, she lays on me and like bites me and stuff and slaps me with her paws. She's the mean one. She's always been the mean one. I mean, I love her just the same. Look at her face. All right, I think I'm going to leave it there because I'm not really seeing anything else. I hope it resonates for somebody. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you were entertained. I hope you all have a fabulous evening. I will talk to you later. Bye.